he got hurt, Ty Cobb came in and took his place forever. And I believe it was Ty Cobb. Don't quote me on that. But basically, whenever you hear somebody say in sports, you got Wally pipped, that's what they're talking about. Because of injury, you can't perform. Your backup comes in and dominates, and you never get your position back. And Steve Kerr doesn't have to worry about getting Wally pipped, but this is very Wally Pippish right now. Yeah, this is very Wally Pippish right now. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good because, once again, Mike Brown has come in and, by all measures, done phenomenal. And so he's saying he's not going to come back for game one. We'll wait to see what happens for the rest of the series. He says, quote, as of right now, will not coach Thursday night. He said after practice on Monday, it's still up in the air. He addressed the media because acting head coach Mike Brown was under the weather and did not practice. Earlier this month, Kerr visited a specialist at Duke University to undergo a procedure to repair a spinal fluid leak. That sounds like it hurts. Like hell. Since then, he has had his good and bad days. As Kerr sat in a chair addressing the media, he was visibly at some level of discomfort. That's not good, going around with pain full time. The closest thing that I can identify with having an ongoing back issue like that is having a cavity, and it starts to hurt. It gets down to the damn root or whatever, and you trying to go see the dentist, and you can't get in for a day or two. You ever had like a tooth issue over a holiday weekend or something like that? Just happened like on Thursday or Friday. There's no way they can get you in until Monday, and you had to just suffer through it and take pain medicine all weekend long. I imagine that's the same type of situation you are with these back injuries, man. So, damn, get better. I don't wish pain upon anybody. I do believe that it's not a good look. Mike Brown right now is doing just as good of a job as Steve Kerr is right now with the Golden State Warriors. And I do believe Steve Kerr did inherit a team that was already damn near finished from Mark Jackson when they let Mark Jackson's ass go. But I just hate to hear about somebody in pain like that because I don't want to be in pain full time like that. And a spinal cord leak? Ugh, that sounds horrible. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. Let me jump in the chat room on Spreaker.com. Look this up real quick, like right here. Yeah, it was Lou Gehrig. That's what it was. I talked about Wally Pipp. Wally Pipp is an American professional baseball player, first baseman. He played in major leagues for the Detroit Tigers, New York Yankees, and Cincinnati Reds between 1913 and 1928. Now, this happened a long, long time ago. So if you don't do this every day like I have for the last 16 years, then it may not mean a big thing to you. But after appearing in 12 games for the Tigers in 1913 and playing in the minor leagues in 1914, he was purchased by the Yankees before the 1915 season. They made him their starting first baseman. He and home run Baker led an improved Yankee lineup that led the league in home runs. So this was a very good player. He had the American League, or led the American League in home runs in 1916 and 1917 with Babe Ruth, Bob Musel, Joe Dugan, and Wade Hoyt. The Yankees won 3 consecutive American League pennants from 1921 to 1923 and won the 1923 World Series. In 1925, he lost his starting role to Lou Gehrig, after which he finished his major league career with Cincinnati. He's considered to be one of the best power hitters of the dead ball era. Pipp is now best remembered as the man who lost his starting role to Lou Gehrig at the beginning of Gehrig's streak. They called Lou Gehrig the Iron Man. Of 2,130 consecutive games, according to popular legend, Pipp asked to sit due to a headache. So because of a headache, he lost his job forever, and the rest is history. So Lou Gehrig had the consecutive games record, and I think maybe he still owns the record. I was about to confuse it with Pete Rose. But Lou Gehrig had the consecutive games played record after getting his job from the great Wally Pip. From fail pay, Kesey was down in Warner Robins, Georgia near Macon. Uber was not available. Powder Springs is still part of the Atlanta metro area. Yeah, I live in Powder Springs. I take Uber not all of the time. I take Uber, when I know I'm going out, I'm going to get loose, and I need to come back. And it's not that expensive in relative terms for how far out from the city that I live. I love Uber. When I went to D.C. last year, it's been probably about a year now, when I went to D.C. for the National Association of Black Journalists Convention, I promise you I took Uber 20-plus times. I didn't stay in the host hotel where they actually had the convention at, so I stayed in a hotel maybe 15 minutes away. And so every time I left from my hotel and went to the convention center, to the convention hotel, I took Uber. When I took it from there back to my hotel, I took Uber that night. Every night I took Uber from wherever I was at to whatever party or whatever gathering that we went to, well over 20 times. And I mean, when I look back at how much it costs, I mean, you can't beat it. A bottle of water on a Tuesday to Uber. Fail pay. Steve Kerr is the Brad Johnson, Trent Dilfer of the NBA. It doesn't take much to keep the Lambo on the road. From Donovan Freeman, it was Lou Gehrig. It was Lou Gehrig. I just talked about that a little bit. From Montana Jones, see Doug Ninja get a mill and spend $500,000 on a car. Nah, who is he talking about? Oh, talking about me and what I would do if I had $500 million. I mean, really, if you got $500 million, you can't blow $500 million. Even if you want, it's not like $1 million or $20 million after you take out taxes, and if you're a professional athlete and the commission you have to pay to your agent or whatever. It's not like that where you've seen all of these tragic stories of these athletes going broke. There's nothing you can buy that would be $500 million. Not $500 million before taxes, $500 million after taxes is what I'm talking about. I'm not buying a $500 million car, though. I wouldn't do anything silly like that. But all of the little, small little things that you normally do as an everyday dude, woman, I'm not doing that shit no more. I'm not. From 334 Bama Boy, I'm not paying nobody ish not to clean or cut my grass. All right. I hear you, Playboy. From T-Dub, driving is not work, Doug. Nah, I didn't say it was work, but it's something that's very unnecessary. It doesn't give any enjoyment to you. Like if you didn't have to drive, like they had, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So if they had like one of them mechanisms like they had in Star Trek, where they could beam your ass up to wherever you need to go. So you go on the main transportation deck. You remember how Star Trek was. You go on the transportation deck, you get on the little circle, and they push a button, and they beam your ass from your home to your job. And they can do that back and forth. You wouldn't do that rather than getting in your car and driving and it's getting in traffic for a couple hours? You know you would. You know you would. Beam my ass up all of the time. I'm not driving if I don't have to drive. Beam me up. From Fail Pay, do you know how much insurance costs on a Lamborghini? Nicky Vicky, the replacements. Brian Hill, or better yet, Polo, I can be stolen from you. It can be stolen from you. Let's see. From Miss Mocabella, I ain't taking up Uber or Lyft when I'm there at TDSS3. I don't trust ATL drivers. I may not make it back home to Miami. Don't say that. Don't say that. And I think somebody was mentioning it earlier, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Somebody was mentioning earlier about there have been a couple of incidences with assaults being committed by Uber drivers, stalking cases, but those are so far and few between. Do you know how many people take a Uber every day in this country? I would guess millions of Uber rides are given out daily here in this country. You probably got 3, 4, it's probably as many as you can count on one hand as far as those crazy type situations where an Uber driver stalks somebody that they picked up or they assault somebody. They're far and few between. Like McDonald's says, we've served millions and millions and millions of people. They even stop. I think they use B now. McDonald's served billions worldwide. Uber has served gazillions of people. And every once in a while, with anything in life, you probably got the same amount of percentage chance something crazy happening at your job that you work out right now with a coworker than you do with an Uber driver assaulting you. So don't say that. Don't put a negative stigma on Uber. I like Uber. I do. I love me some damn Uber. From Cornelius Small, he says $740 million in ATL. Somebody will be trying to set your black ass up. True. That's why I have a personal driver. Don't get it twisted now. We're talking about a couple different things here. If I had $740 million, I'm not taking Uber shit. I will have my personal live-in driver. And I think most of y'all will too. Y'all acting hard like, yeah, you're too tough to have somebody drive your car and cut your grass. Ninja, please. Whatever. Picture me driving my own damn car and I got $500 million. That's silly. Sidney Jackson, if I got $500 million in the bank, I'm hiring 2 white accountants and have them come to my house and I would make them fight to the death for my entertainment. Right. I'm with you, Sidney Jackson. You're right. A loose-neck Tigers Uber driver. Doug caught a flight from Powder Springs to Decatur. I would. Speaking of which, I'll go ahead and post it in the Doug Stewart Show and or the Stewart Media and Entertainment chat group. I posted this video, man, that I saw online. I saw it on somebody else's page. And it's basically one of those, what do they call the things? Drones. It was basically a combination of like 2 or 3 drones that was strong enough to basically fly a guy around like he was on a surfboard. That's that Jetson shit. I gotta have one. Right. Right. I need all of those modern conveniences of society. I'll post it in the Doug Stewart Show, the Stewart Media chat group here in a second. Yes, it's that next level-ish. And I'm down. I'd have all them little gadgets or whatever. I'd have drones to do everything for me if I was that rich. Is she? Hey, back in 3 minutes. Entertainment coming up next.
Yeah, boy, you know, once again, coming to you. And you know, straight from the dirty South. Nah, baby, it ain't Atlanta. Nah, it ain't Miami, baby. It ain't Savannah. It's right here in the Queen City, baby. Right here in the heart of it. Back in the team, my boy JT Deuce. Hanging out with DJ Cool C. Yeah, baby. Straight from the dirty. Baby, we're gonna do a big boy style this time, baby. Straight from the heart.
We don't live with it. We don't rock with it. This is a minute, let it play and just pop with it. We just pop with it. We just pop with it. This is a minute, let it play and just pop with it. We don't live with it. We don't rock with it. This is a minute, let it play and just pop with it. We just pop with it. We just pop with it. This is a minute, let it play and just pop with it.
I smell the tension in the air when we walk to the show. Not to mention rocking off the instrument to a toe. Never scared, always prepared for us to tear up the flow. And we represent the middle and a panic for show. In the show, here we go. We're not dancing, hell no. Just romancing the flow. Shit, if you cancel a show, we don't care. We just swear you watch the parking lot grow. Cause we'll stand on top of cars and perform in the road. An explosion of motion through the crowd to approach. To the front of the stage where the rage is exposed. I'm out of my cage and then I'm out of control. And my motherfucking mother don't even know me no more. There's no noise but oh, these are the days. You show me my tomb and yeah, I'm digging my grave. I'm the bravest to say this. God, can you say this? Never going down as one of the greatest.
We don't live with it. We don't rock